Make sure I look.
All right.
My teeth.
Make sure ain't no broccoli in them teeth.
Right, exactly.
All right, welcome back to After Cut Podcast. Today's guest we have Simone Barber Sense. How are you doing today?
Hey man, I feel really grateful. I'm in a really great space actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, really at peace.
How's your day been going so far?
Today's been good. I got to sleep in a little bit. You know, my day typically starts around 5 a.m. So on the weekends when I can sleep in, I'm just glad I could rest in the bed with my partner.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I have a morning routine for my skin.
Okay.
Things like that. I wear a uniform, so that's one less thing to think about because I'm really big on like having enough mental capacity to be able to do other things in the morning and take care of myself, just so I can have a nice slow morning. Pretty much get my supplements in, good breakfast. Yeah, center myself because we touch people every day, so I want to be in a good space.
So you big on health?
Huge. Mental health, wellness, spirituality, all of that. Yeah. Okay. Super important when you touch people every day.
Right.
To me, in my opinion.
So what got you into it? Like, was there a time that you weren't as health conscious?
I would say I've always been health conscious because I play ball, right? So I knew when I was off mentally, I need to go play ball. I need to go work out to get myself grounded. But as I got older, I fell off sometimes, and especially when I was working in the hotel industry, I was always grinding. I was a 5 a.m. manager. I worked from 5 a.m. to like 4:30 p.m. So I didn't really have time to work out. But when I stepped into entrepreneurship and decided to become a barber, and made sure if I'm not going to work for someone, I'm going to create the life I want to live completely, wholly, fully. So I made time for it. I think the first time I realized how much health and wellness is important is when I became a barber, and I thought that I'd have time to turn up more and enjoy myself. And I got real lit one weekend. And I went to work the next day and I was sick cutting. And I feel like I put out trash haircuts. And I was like, I can never do this again. Right. And I was like, I really have to take care of myself to show my best self behind this chair.
I think we all got that story because I got the same one. So I didn't throw up, but I definitely was I got jacked up. The night before that, I came cutting hair. So I'm getting through the cuts. And I'm still putting good cuts out because for the most part, what I thought was good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm working, and all of a sudden it hit me out of the blue. So I started sweating. I started getting lightheaded. I'm like, yo. I'm talking to my client. I said, I gotta go to the bathroom. He said, what's wrong? I've been drunk since this morning. You know what I'm saying? So
don't a client want to hear that?
He started laughing. He like, hold up. How you cut my hair like this and you drunk? I said, it still look good, don't it? He like, yeah. So I'll be right back, right? Yeah. And so I'm working on the north side. So all of a sudden, I started praying look, God, I'm not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta eat something. Yeah. So all of a sudden, the guy come in there selling salmon wraps. I said, yo,
I need that.
I need about 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I got through that. You know what I mean? So and the crazy part was and the client before him, my man to the day, Control, cause he probably go see it because Control. Mm-hmm. He said, yo, I said, yo, Control, I'm drunk. He said, word, you done right? I'm like, yeah. You trying to go back? He thought I'm going back to the bar.
No, heck no. That's typically how they say you get over hangover. Yeah. You gotta have another drink. Right. So no, I'm good on that. I can't. I don't even drink while I'm cutting. I have a nice bar at the shop. Japanese whiskey, nice tequilas, all the things, champagne. If somebody's birthday, I'm like, here you go, enjoy. Right. I can't drink with you right now because I want to put my best work out. I don't want to. You say I messed up your line and you blame it on me having a drink. You know what I'm saying? I have to have a clear mind. Right. I don't play that.
So more importantly, how did you come up with the name Barber Sense? What does that mean? 'Cause I know senses are, 6 senses, 5 senses, whatever that people say. Right.
The real way that I came up with this was I was literally at home sitting down, writing down what barbering meant to me because I didn't want to be Simone the Barber. No offense to anybody that's, Joe the Barber, whatever.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I just wanted a name that would be able to outlive me, or I'd be able to package this business and sell it at some point because I don't want to be attached to it, to be honest with you. I would like to sell it if I could, when I can, and I will do it. But so I wrote down barbering. I'm talking about I'm writing down a piece of paper, shave, razor, okay, common sense, barber. So I just started putting pieces together like a puzzle, and then I put barber sense, and I was like, oh, my first tagline was gonna be common sense isn't common, but barber sense makes sense. It makes bread, you know what I'm saying? But then I was like, nah, I'm more in when people connect with me, they feel great. So I'm like, it's going to be keeping spirits high and faiths tight. Yep. So that was my tagline for the longest. And then I also, working in the hotel industry, I worked for the W. We were very big on the senses. Like when you checked in, you know, what you smelt, what you taste when we offer you something to drink. And when you're in your room, like throughout the entire experience, it was all about senses. So I wanted to make sure I created a name that actually connected with my luxury hospitality background and barbering.
Cool. So as far as like from the hotel to transitioning into barbering, like how was that for you? Do you miss the hotel sometime? Do you feel like it's worth it? Or what parts of the hotel outside of what you just told me did you bring into the barber industry to make your brand stand out amongst everybody else's?
Oh yeah, I miss the stability sometimes, definitely. But I've done a great job now, stepping into year 7 as of September 10th. Big up to me. Yeah, 7 years in the business. Thank you. Now I feel like I'm pretty stable. I've gotten a good flow of how to save my money and the way that the industry trends. So I'm okay. But I would say that I miss the people I worked with. The hotel industry, man. I worked in the front office, and then I stepped into food and beverage. So I managed 5 departments within the food and beverage. It was the wet deck, which is the pool area, because the W had very quirky names. In-room dining. I actually opened the very first coffee shop for W Hotels as well.
Okay.
We had a living room bar area. So when you walk into a hotel, that bar, and then we had a restaurant. So several areas I had to manage. I had to wear skates constantly, putting out fires constantly, right? You know, your talent, we don't call them employees, we call them talent needing things. One area may be slow, and when it's slow in one area, that means another area is on fire. So I have to make sure I go over there and check on them. Inventory. So, and I'm managing conflict with my own talent and also with the guest. So with that, you know, and being timely with dropping off amenities to the room, meetings, you know, scheduling, I was taking all those things and bringing them into entrepreneurship and uniformity.
Right, I see.
So you see, right. I brought the uniformity into my own business. I brought the structure into my business. Before I even had clientele, I had an appointment system because thank God I was working in hotels and still being a barber at the same time until I fully stepped away from it. So I had the funds to do it, to buy the clippers I wanted, do all the things, branding, you know, having a system for appointments. I have clients in my system from when I first started cutting. I'm telling you, I still send messages to them till this day. There's people that come from out of town and literally say, you've been sending me email marketing from the very beginning, and I still get them. Mm-hmm. And I come and I'll check you anytime I come to town. So it's cool. And then the bank accounts. I set up my bank account, started paying myself from the beginning, which paid off going into the pandemic because I was able to get the PPP, EIDL, unemployment, the extra unemployment. That's how I paid off my car, positioned myself to buy my house, being disciplined, coming into work on time.
Right.
I would say conflict when people in the beginning used to try me because they always try to like test your worth when you're a woman and you're in a mall barbershop. I wasn't always in a suite.
Yeah.
So I was in South Lake malls on the south side. It was a different type of demographic of people. It was cool, but I was really good with people because of the hotel industry. So there's so many things that I learned in corporate that I was able to bring into entrepreneurship to help me be a really good entrepreneur and business owner.
Well, that's all right. So I know in the beginning you was with Sam, right?
Well,
not in the beginning. When I met you.
When you met me,
you were with Sam, right? So like as far as, I know you was there for a minute and now you got your own private suite.
I was with Sam 5 years.
Yeah. So how is that compared? Like, because a lot of people ask these questions. That's, you know, you see it online, everyone, the debate between suites and barbershops and all that. I feel like they're good in both, there's bad in both. As far as like your experience from the barbershop to the suite, what's the good and the bad to you?
So I would say I started in the traditional barbershop in the mall. Okay. So that's where I started. My barber instructor in barber school said you need to be in a mall barbershop. That's where you get the reps in, and it's easy to get people. And it was really easy for me because I was fly. Right. And my barber that got me into the industry said, if you're gonna leave hotels, you're gonna be a barber, you're gonna be exceptional. He says, first and foremost, you're good looking and you're fly. And people like to connect with people like that.
They do.
So when I was working in the mall barbershop, I'd be outside the shop like, yo, bro, you just got the fresh kicks next door from DTL. I know you need that fresh lineup. They'd be like, you know what? You kind of fly. I mess with you. Come on.
Right.
That's literally how I was getting people because I had a great mouthpiece.
Right.
You know, I was attractive. So people came in, they allowed me to cut them. Wasn't always the best, but I got my reps in. You know what I'm saying? And my conversation was great. The connection was great. And yeah, I constantly kind of grew in the traditional barbershop doing that, like having conversation, even with the barbers around me, actually learning from them. When I wasn't busy, I was constantly watching maybe someone next to me or whoever kind of like gravitated to me, because some guys in the shop were kind of like distant and then some were got closer. So I kind of gravitated to those guys, was over their shoulder, asked questions, constantly looking at videos. I had my mannequin, I had my shears, I was practicing, you know what I'm saying? And people liked that too, walking in the shop, just seeing that I was passionate about what I had going on, and they would come and sit in my chair. So I would say in the traditional barbershop, I like the fact that I was around other barbers where I can learn different tools and techniques right there in front of me. But being in a suite, that was my first step, being with Sam. And that was more of like a loft style suite. So don't forget, at first he didn't have the doors.
Right.
We had our own separate spaces. So that was cool. So I still had the camaraderie of a traditional shop with Sam being right next to me. And I could see him cut and I could hear his conversation. And I didn't have much clientele when I got to Sam, because when I left the mall barbershop, you know, I was just a convenience to people.
Right.
Now when I'm in his shop, people didn't come with me. I went from I left South Lake Mall, went to Cumberland Mall, and then came all the way to Sunset, you know, Joseph E. Boone.
Yeah.
That's a distance. So people didn't want to come to the city like that. Mind you, that's the Bluff. So people weren't feeling the area. We didn't have parking lot. You could park on the street, you know, it's kind of hood.
Yeah.
So I only retained maybe like 5 clients going to Sam. It was tough for me. So I'd still come in at 5:30 with him, sit there and watch him cut. Love Sam. Sorry, but he be late sometimes. But I was really good at like, hey, Sam's running behind. Would you like some water while you wait? People loved that. I was connecting with them. I was offering them water, and then I'd be cutting people. They liked to see how I took care of them. Some of his clients started coming to me when he was like too busy. So we kind of shared clients, and we still share clients to this day. So yeah, that was great. Then leaving Sam was tough. I feel like I got a little comfortable there because he's like my pops. He's my OG.
Right.
But I knew that I had gained and learned so much, and I got a lot out of him already. Like, it was time for me to be uncomfortable again. So I was like, it's time to go. So yeah, it was rough. And it's funny because my last day in his shop was the day that his child was born. He couldn't make it to the shop. He said, it's interesting. He's on the phone with me. We popped champagne and stuff, me, Gino, and the guys. We were celebrating, and he was like, man, my child is being born right now, but I feel like one of my oldest daughters are leaving me. And I was like, man, it's all love. I appreciate everything you've done. He's invested so much in me, and I'm forever grateful, you know. And then I went into my own suite privately, and it's been beautiful. My clients love it, you know, the one-on-one experience, the vibe that I bring, because I'm really big on music. So frequency is important in your shop.
Right.
So the way it smells, the way it feels, the energy I bring. I have a window. People don't understand. Being in a suite with no window, you could get boxed in. You could feel a little.
I know.
Oof, you know what it's like.
I know. What you just said about the senses and music and all that. So when I did the suite, that's how I set myself up. So my thing was like visual and feeling.
That's right.
So like if it smells good, you look good, and then you got art on the walls. Because I was like one of the first people for art everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I draw, I like art, all that. So like if I ain't running behind, somebody got to wait, they don't mind sitting because it's pleasing to sit there, you know. And like you said, you offer them water, you offer them drinks, all those things. And people don't take the stuff for granted. They look at you like, oh, this dude's really serious, or she's really serious about what she's doing, and they want me to be comfortable.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So the experience matches the haircut. It's like you get a good experience before you even sitting in chairs. Like, dude, once you get it cut and it's nice, they like, man, this is A1. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. People can't wait to come into your space. Like, I've had a long week. I can't wait to go sit in Randy's chair. I can't wait to go sit in Simone's chair and just chill.
Exactly.
You know, and decompress.
So like even with the shop, so open the bar shop up, all I did was expand my suite. So people understand that. So my suite, if you look in the corner of the shop, right? That's how my suite really was set up.
That's correct. It's not too far off.
Exactly. So all I did was stretch it out. You know what I'm saying? So I needed people to understand that. So because my clients, some of them was like, well, I don't know if I want to go back to a shop. And I was like, well, come check it out. You know how I do. You're going to understand. Like, so they come in there like, yeah, I like this better than the suite. Because now it's us in there, and I got other personalities that you can talk to.
That's right.
Of course, in a bar shop, sometimes you got to, hey, man, that topic is off.
You got to manage.
You got to manage it. So that's a different hat I'm wearing. Because like now I got to, hey, man, you got to relax with this conversation, or this is being offensive to her, be quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like some people, you gotta be that direct with them because they don't understand. Hey, can you please? Sometimes you got, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Not for real.
So that's when that's what I'm learning in this. You know what I'm saying? So like that's
instead of managing yourself, you're managing, you know, different situations all at the same time, different people, different personalities. It's a whole nother hat to wear. So I commend you for that. I actually got so exhausted with managing people in the past, working in hotels and whatnot, that I've ran away from managing. That's why I'm managing myself. But I know God is calling me lately to get back into managing because I am really good at it.
So going back to the part where you said being uncomfortable, that's why I opened a barbershop up. Now I was in a suite for 7 years, so now I was in a suite that long. It got easy. So like,
It's like riding a bike.
It's easy. So it's like, all right. So now I got to find a new challenge for myself. I didn't want to do a barbershop. I ain't gonna lie to you. 'Cause I didn't want to be dealing with managing people. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm like, well, I gotta do something. My CPA told me, he said, hey, bro, like your business is huge. You need to go ahead and expand it. And I said, well, I don't really want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But then this opportunity came, because it used to be a barbershop anyways.
Okay.
And they retired. So I was like, you know what? Let me just see what's going on here. So I put the phone call in and it just worked out. You know what I'm saying? And in the beginning, it like the first year opening the shop up, it was uncomfortable. Trying to learn stuff, think you're helping people out, but you're really not. You're really crippling them. So it's like you gotta understand like how far help goes, because sometimes you can overhelp someone and they don't appreciate it. It's not. I'm not gonna say they don't appreciate it. They do in the beginning, but then it seems like you feel sorry for me. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta separate that from the appreciation part, because you might be doing too much, and I'm seeing like, damn, I might be doing a little bit too much, and then you kind of putting that before your business. That's not what you want to do, because you still need to run a business. You know what I'm saying? So I had to balance all that out. And sometimes, like, I understand, like, you want to be friends or cool with some of the barbers, but at the end of the day, you gotta be a boss too, and a boss can't always be your friend. Sometimes, hey, we can be cool right now, but now like I put that boss hat on. But when they too close to each other, when you put the boss hat on, they get offended by it. You know what I'm saying? So like,
you've had those challenges at Sam's shop. That's true.
So all those learning experience for me so far has been like, yo, and then someday you just check out like, I don't got time for it today. You know what I mean? So just all those things, and going back to like your mental capacity. You know what I'm saying? And I know you big on mental health, and I've seen some things that you speak about on mental health. So I'm like, man, she on point. You know what I'm saying? So like just me being through the fires that I've been through cutting hair, because cutting hair for me was in the beginning was not easy at all. Like I'm in a shop to where the dude teaching me, he showed me love, but I'm in a shop to like, we out here, but it's a New York shop. You know what I mean? So like everybody coming there from New York, and you know, New York, they tell you how they feel to your face.
Oh yeah, for sure. They're not holding back at all.
So I didn't go to barber school in the beginning. I learned how to cut hair in the barber shop.
Okay.
So I didn't know.
So you did apprenticeship?
Yeah, no, it wasn't even an apprenticeship. I was just cutting hair.
Gotcha. So he was a cutter. Yeah, that's what we call that.
I was a cutter. Because I had no
L.
Yeah, I had no L, but I knew that because like working for somebody else, I seen the labor that I was doing. So I said, why am I working this hard for somebody else and not myself? And I'm looking at the pay. I'm like, at the time, I'm young, so I started cutting hair in the shop when I was like 18, 19 years old. I'm getting paid like $8 an hour. My haircut's like 11. I'm like, so I do one haircut an hour. I'm still making more money than I am working for you, and I'm working harder for you than I am myself. So that don't make sense. So hop in the shop. So I'm cutting hair. I'm sitting there cutting hair. I'm thinking like, I'm sweating because you don't know. You know, you sweating because you don't know what you're doing. I'm nervous. So as I'm cutting hair, you can hear in the background, yo, and my dude told me named Mike. Yo, Mike, he suck. And you could hear him. And then they look at me, you would never cut my hair. You be a sweeper in New York. That's all. I'm like, word. And so like, they try and break me. But I stayed. There was some time I'm like, you know what? I'm about to just dip. But I know I could draw. And Mike would tell me, yo, just stick with it. You will figure it out.
That's right.
And once I figured it out, then it's like, oh, I'm like, God, can I get cut by you? So then it got to the point to where I scaled my business so well, you couldn't even sit in there no more. And it was like, you can't do that. And my thing is like, when somebody say I can't do something, I'm going to do it.
Going for it, yeah.
So I'm like, all right, bet. I can't do that. Let me show you something. Because like, you hear you can't so much, you know what I'm saying? Or you hear doubt so much. And it's like, that's why I don't tend to share my vision with people, because you might not be down on nothing, but somebody put that thought in your head that you weren't even thinking. And now
people project fears onto you.
Exactly.
For sure.
Now that's a part of your thought process to where it wasn't before. So now you got to block that out and focus on what you've been trying to do the whole entire time. You know what I'm saying? And some people can get through it, some people can't. Some people will place fears on you to make you give up on your dream, because you really invest in what they said.
That's correct.
Especially if you come from somebody that you really respect and care about. You know what I mean?
That's very true.
So that's what I went through, you know, a few times and all that. So like,
and that's amazing. I mean, your resilience and the strength is clearly the manifestation of this. So that's huge. You got to pat yourself on the back, man.
Yeah.
For staying steadfast. So that's awesome.
And going back to mental health, like I've seen, like I know you took time off before because of mental health from the shop, right?
Yes, I had fell into like a dark depression. I took off about a week and a half, 2.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you overcame that, I seen you start talking about mental health and having like advocating for it a lot. So like, how has that been? Have you reached out? Have people reached back out to you on that topic, or you still like continue to talk about that and motivate that?
So I talk a lot about it behind the chair, For sure. I could do better at posting about it. Every now and then I sprinkle a little bit of it on my page to make sure people know that's a big part of my brand and who I am. But a lot of the work is behind the chair, for sure. And also keeping myself, afloat to ensure that I can be my best self and provide that information. Because my therapist is big on, you can't talk that talk if you ain't walking the walk.
Right.
Okay. So I try the best to, stay steadfast on being strong in my mental health and providing the care that my clients need, and even my friends and family. So yeah, I'm a big advocate for it. I am mental health first aid certified. So I went and got trained in that so I can assess people in crisis. But also being on my therapy journey is huge because I want to make sure that I can actually hear my clients, make sure they feel seen, heard, appreciated, and supported, and not always giving them a response, but maybe giving them more so a resource, I guess you could say. So if they need to speak to a therapist, if they need like a support group, I can provide those things. And I'm very big on going to different conferences and events. I don't post enough of that stuff, but I am in those spaces so I can gain as many resources as I can to share with my clientele. So a lot of the work is definitely behind the chair and myself. I need to get out and do more things on the outside because I do a lot of, I'm just mad humble with it. I just don't boast too much about it, but I need to because we're all going through something. So.